Michigan is one of those schools that we have all been waiting to find out what the NCAA would do to punish them for stealing signs. We all have heard about the sign stealing, about the different scheme, off-campus sign stealing that Connor Stalions, a former Michigan staffer, he put together this scheme, had guys going around to various schools, sitting in the stands and recording the other team's signals. And you know what? Michigan stole signs. There's no way to deny it. We all know it's true. And I want to say there are players that even talked about sign stealing last year. This was before they won the national championship. So y'all are going to admit to cheating and then go win the natty and not get punished at all for that? Oh, buddy, just wait till the NCAA comes down on you. And that was my initial thought. Now, this hasn't come out yet. But my initial thought was when the NCAA hands down their notice of allegations that, well, there would be a thought that, hey, they'll get punished for the wins they had last year over the few years in the ring they won last year. That might not be a thing. Well, that might not be the case because possibly on Tuesday, today, the NCAA is going to hand down and issue its notice of allegations against Michigan for its impermissible scouting scandal. We all knew about it. It was no secret once it became out, and it was more and more dirt about this very thing. I am kind of shocked, y'all, to be honest with you. I am shocked that it's happening now. Because remember when we heard about this sign stealing thing for the very first time, it was a last season, not last year. I mean, yes, it was literally last year, but it wasn't a year ago. It was last season when we heard about the sign stealing. Harbaugh got suspended for 3 games. I believe that was a Big Ten thing. 3 games. He could actually, I believe this was a suspension. He could coach during the week, but he could not coach during the game. Literally the weirdest suspension I have ever heard in my life. And this is not because this is an Ohio State show. It's because this is real. I have never heard of a suspension where a coach can actually coach during the week, but can't coach during the game. Make it make sense. Because that don't make no sense. But what does make sense, though, the NCAA is maybe being able to expedite their process to be able to hand out this issue of the notice of allegations. Now we all know Michigan's going to fight it. That's no surprise. And I mean, it doesn't surprise me at all because they're expected to be hit with level 1 violations for the off-campus stuff, the in-person scouting operation. 2 other former coaches are expected to be hit with level 2 violations for providing impermissible benefits to Michigan athletes. And according to a report that was put out, I believe it's a report from Chris Ballas of the Wolverine.com, a source indicated that the NCAA could seek to ban Michigan from the postseason for 1 or 2 years. Michigan is expected to fight back against any postseason ban, and it's unlikely the ban would go into effect this year, as Michigan is likely to appeal. As Michigan's appeal, is unlikely to be heard by the NCAA's Committee on Infractions until 2025. This is another one that's a little bit weird. I'm reading this directly from the report. Michigan's national championship and wins from the last 3 years are not expected to be vacated. Once again, make it make sense. How in the world, let's put it in our brains. How in the world do players lose their spot in record books? How in the world do players, does a school lose wins? How in the world does this happen? And over a decade later, y'all going to say, hey, y'all can cheat and keep them wins? Make it make sense. Because I'll say it once, I'll say it again. None of this makes any sense. There's no way this can make sense to where Terrell Pryor and the other players that were there, I don't want to misspeak, I think Dana Boomhan was a part of that. Hey, they traded some things for some tattoos. In the grand scheme of things, is it that bad? Absolutely not. Was it against the rules? Yes. Okay, cool. They broke the rules. I don't like the rule. Reality is they broke the rule. But reality also is Ohio State lost wins. Tressel was forced out. Records are not in the record book. And that was about over a decade ago. And y'all saying now this thing was thought out, was expensive, was elaborate, was going on for a long period of time. They were even planning on doing things during the season to help Michigan during the playoffs, to prepare for teams that they might play in the playoff. And all of a sudden, y'all are saying, hey, They not expected. It's not saying it's going to happen, but they not expected to lose a championship ring, lose that banner, and lose them wins. Come on, man. Y'all know this ain't right. Y'all know this don't make no sense. But what do we have here? The NCAA doing something once again that don't make no sense. I do my best to defend the NC2A. And I talk about how they have done a lot of good in the community. They have done a lot of good for student athletes. They have done a lot of good for men, for women. They've given lots of people thousands of opportunities, not just with jobs, but also the opportunity to play collegiate athletics. They've done a lot of good. I am now someone that is out here trying to bash the NC2A. But when the report is out there, now it's not set in stone, but they're not expected to pull this away. Makes me scratch my head. And I don't want to go on that side of the conversation where people are saying, well, it's a corrupt organization. They doing this, they doing that. I don't want to do all that. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. But y'all making it really, really, really hard for your boy to give y'all the benefit of the doubt. When y'all won't even do the simple thing, the easy, not easy, but the right thing. If you cheat, especially in this way, pull them wins, pull that ring, pull that banner, do it. Big Ten, they've literally won 3 straight Big Ten championships while cheating. Y'all ain't pulled no banners yet. Y'all ain't said no wins, taking the wins away. Y'all ain't pulled no rings out of their pocket. Why not? We don't want this to start where people are cheating in this way, openly doing it and realizing, hey, might get a postseason ban, whatever it may be. We're keeping our rings, keeping our banners, keeping them wins. Y'all don't want to start that. This is a sport where cheating has been going on for quite a long time. And if y'all going to say this is okay, well, y'all not okay, but if y'all going to say, hey, y'all can cheat and still keep y'all wins, watch what happens next. We got up out of here, y'all, on a Tuesday. I didn't know I was going to get that fired up during that part of the show, but I think I could tell. I'm a little annoyed. By the way, the NCAA is going to actually potentially do this. 1 or 2 year postseason ban. Possibly keeping they natty. Possibly keep. It don't make no sense. I'm going to leave it at that.